Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and please subscribe the channel if you are not subscribed yet, and thank you for watching all my previous video. In this series we are going to see the component lifecycle hooks. So let's go to the next slide and we'll see what are the events. So these are the events that will trigger in sequential order, and some of the events will trigger once, some of the events will trigger as many as time when you change the property. We'll see through one practical example. And before that we need to create one Angular 11 application using ng new application. So we'll go to the Visual Studio and we'll see the files. So these are the default files after executing the ng new application is the app name. See, this is my app name, so you can put any other name. So when you create the project, the app module is created default, so we can add one component, G for generate, C for component, I'll say child, right? In this way we will add one component. Inside the component we will see the whole life cycle. Here see, this child is added, very nice, and inside this component we will add these these events one by one. First we'll see ng on changes, right? And this, see, I'll also explain while adding these events. ng on changes will trigger when the component load with the help of @input decorator. Is also accept the argument called simple changes. We'll see in this example. So first I will add input variable name will be in my value, which is of type any, correct? And this input is here already added. So this insert is a function, so we need to copy. And also in order to implement this event, we need to add the interface on changes, and we'll add it here. Then we need to implement the on changes, ng on changes. See, let's console, so we can also keep track if it is in trigger or not, and when trigger. And also we can trigger the constructor, because constructor will be the first trigger before all this life cycle, right? Paste. So now we need to add, as we know that input is with the help of input we can pass the value from parent to child. So this is child, we need to pass it from parent. So let's copy it here and go to your HTML. Using interpolation we can see the value. So from the parent, just copy the selector, because using the selector you can call your child. In the bracket copy the same value, same variable name, paste it here, and we'll pass one variable from the parent the inside this variable name, which will be mentioned inside the parent one. So I'll click on here app.component.ts. inside this I'll declare one property which is same, that will be passed on the child component. Now this will be the string type, so we'll pass any default value, blank value. So here I'll add one text box. So what it will do from this text box, and we'll also add one button. So on the click of the button we'll pass the value of this text box to the child component. Okay, so has val let me add the button and also the click event. The click event could be get. We can pass the value of text box and name get. Now we need to implement this function inside the app.component.ts. So in this way we can implement. So as we know that value is passed as an argument, so we need to mention it here as well. And now whatever the value of text box that need to be passed inside this name, so we can say val dot value, just save it, and ng serve. Using this command we can see the output on the browser. So we'll wait for few seconds in order to compile, and we'll see the output on the browser. And by the time it's compiling, we can add more event. Let's go on the child component. So the second event is ng on init. So ng on init is already here. So let's copy the console and paste it. Copy this, paste. I will not save, I will save after this. Ng serve will run. And the third one is ng do check. So in order to implement the ng do check, we need to get the interface, and once interface is defined, we need to implement the interface ng do check and paste it here. So in the same way, all the events we need to implement the interface first, and then the implementation of all the interface. So what is saying, there is some error I think. Okay, let's go to the app component. So let's remove it, it's not required. Some error, now save it. So it says go to the local host and port is 8000. So we'll quickly refresh. So still there is some error. What's the error is? Okay, let me save it. app.route, this is a function property. App component will work. Okay, now it's compiled successfully. So we'll refresh it here, so we'll see the output. Perfect. Okay, now we will type something, and that will pass from parent to child. Now this is the text of child. Now in order to identify, we can put it inside the h2 tag. So it will be auto refresh. So whatever we will type and put it there. So we identify that the text is from the child one. Now let me refresh and we'll see the event. So first one, constructor is triggered, that's fine. And as see that the first one with the ng on change will trigger, perfectly all right. And after this ng on init, then second was ng on init, then third is do check is trigger, then do check is trigger. So, and also I told you that this particular ng on changes accept one parameter called simple changes. So we'll go to quickly here, we'll pass the parameter change simple changes. So we'll see what is the simple changes. So let's see inside this what will we get inside the ng2 changes. Let's save it. See, constructor, the ng2 changes inside the value of a property which is coming from the parent. So current value is null and previous value is undefined. So we have not passed anywhere, that is why it is the current value is blank, because the blank value was passed. So if you see from the blank value was passed, right? And now ng on it and do check. If we clear this console and pass anything from the parent, so see now which event is triggered, the first ng on changes, it contained the current and previous value both. So previous value was blank and current value whatever we have typed, right? And do check is triggered because some event has happened, or some so we have clicked, that is why is triggered. Now if we again type something, so the current value will be the previous one, I mean the previous value will be the whatever the previous value, and now the current value is this one, right? So whichever, now we will implement the fourth one, ng after content init. Ng after content init means when we use the ng content inside the component. So we'll quickly go on to the Visual Studio, we'll implement, go to the child, after content init, right? This was the after content init. So in order to implement, copy this or copy this one, paste, copy the after content init and add the ng. Ng is must. Now we need to pass the value to the ng content. So we'll be passing the ng value to the ng content. We'll pass the same value, save it here and go to the child component. So we'll see an ng content, save it. So now we'll see something, type and press. So now do check and your on change will trigger, right? So now we'll refresh and we'll see whatever the changes and whatever the life cycle events has been triggered yet. So now what was the event? Ng content is triggered because we have added the ng content. Now after this ng content check, when it will be triggered, when we make the change inside this ng content. Now we haven't made the changes any, so we need to implement the after checked. Now click here. So what was the checked one, and copy the previous, paste, and your trick, add the ng, copy and paste, right? So let's go to the browser. So your content init, after this content init, your content checked happened. Now let us change the value and we'll see the do check is triggered because because of the button, and you see previous and current value from here, and after content checked because we have changed in ng content, correct? Now after this, after view init, after view init means your component installation finished. So we'll go to here and after view init. So in order to implement this, you can copy the previous tag because you need to change the name and console log, paste it here, add ng, copy and paste. So copy and paste after this, yeah. So it's the see after content checked has triggered, after content check has triggered, then after view init is triggered because our installation of component is complete. Now there is a second last after view checked, ng after view checked. Now we need to implement after ng, sorry, comma, after view checked, copy and paste, copy your latest event, Control Z, copy the name only, scroll down, just add the ng after view check. This will trigger when we complete all the changes had happened and the child component is load, then this particular event will trigger. See, if you change anything and press get, So the do check, and after this ng content checked, and then after ng content view checked has triggered. So if we refresh the page, then we can see the one by one which was happened when constructor first, then ng1 changes, then init, do check, content init, content checked, then after view init, then after view checked, right? So this has happened, and all the this has happened because of the value has changed. We have passed the blank value as in default. That is why the do check has triggered again. Now the last one is ng on destroy. This will be triggered when you remove the component from the DOM. So we will remove one component from the DOM. So let's add the interface, and we'll implement the interface. ng on destroy, paste. So when you paste it, see, destroy is not triggered because nothing has happened removed from the DOM. No component has been removed from the DOM. So we'll go to here, and we'll go to the component, and we'll take one value is true as in boolean, and default it will be true, but on the button click it will be false. Correct. Save it, copy, come here, ngf asterisk ngf, and paste your variable. So now what will happen? So clear this console, whatever you type, and press the button. See, the destroy event has triggered, the last event, because we have removed the DOM. We have removed the child component from the DOM, the ngf. This is when we click the button, this variable is turned into false. That is why the DOM from the component has to be removed from the DOM. So in this way you can test the life cycle, and you can write your code whenever or at any particular event. So you can, this is a very basic example, but you can write your own custom code whenever at any place when you're required. So thank you for watching this video. So if you have any question, please put in the comment box. I will be very happy to answer. Thank you. And also please subscribe this channel if you have not subscribed yet. Thank you.